In this video, I'm going to show you how to get rid of kneecap pain using your own kneecap. Come up into standing because this is participatory. Here is your kneecap. Notice that your kneecap is a little bit the shape of a heart. And here is the bottom of your thigh bone. Your thigh bone is called the femur. The bottom of the thigh bone, see there's these two wheels. The wheels are called condyles, and your kneecap is curved in the back and glides up and down this groove in between your two condyles. The good news for you is when you picture how your kneecap glides in the groove between the condyles, pain disappears. I'm Krista with the Intelligent Body, and we are using movement, touch, and imagery of picturing your own anatomy to heal pain. Step number 1 to heal pain around your kneecap is to tune in to picture how your kneecap glides in the groove between the femoral condyles at the bottom of your thigh bone. Bring your fingers down and touch the sides of your kneecap and feel how the thigh bone is moving and your kneecap is staying relatively stable. As you bend and straighten, it's adding stability to the knee. Let your arms hang down and stand up. You have now completed step number 1 of getting rid of knee pain with your own anatomy around your kneecap, seeing that the kneecap glides in the femoral condyle groove. Now you are ready for step number 2. Reach down and touch your knee and go below the condyles onto the shin bone, which is called the tibia. And you'll feel an apex, kind of like a roof, a horizontal roof. And bend and straighten and feel how as you bend and your knees go forward, the tibia goes forward. And when you straighten, your knees go back and the tibia goes back. That's pretty straightforward. But what is also happening is rotation. So notice how when you bend, your fingers move in, and when you straighten, your fingers move out. So when you bend, the tibia rotates in, and when you straighten, the tibia rotates out. When you bend, the tibia rotates in. When you straighten, the tibia rotates out. Come up into standing. Feel that. And the reason why this is so important, the movement of the tibia, is that the patella is encased in all 4 of your quad muscles. It's called the quad because there are 4 muscles, and they come down and they make like a connective tissue pillowcase that goes around the kneecap and attaches onto the tibia where you were just feeling. So what that means for you is the tissue wants to go with the bone. So there's not just this floating up and down movement of the patella in the groove of the condyle. There's a little side to side movement, kind of like a little dance. Let's add the side to side dance image to the movement of the patella and see what happens for you. First, we'll feel it. Bring the fingers down. You'll feel the edges of the condyles. You'll go on to the tibia, you'll feel the apex, and bend, and you'll feel the internal rotation again. Straighten, you'll feel the external rotation. Now come up onto the kneecap itself and see if you add that image of the bottom of the kneecap moving a little bit in when you bend and the bottom of the kneecap moving out when you straighten. Does it make it feel better in your knees? One more time. Let's do the imagery in standing. Use your hands and we'll do the image in standing. So when you bend, the fingers will be the bottom of the kneecap, moving a little in, and when you rise up, they'll move a little out. You go up under your tippy toes and the bottom of the kneecap moves out even more. And we'll do that again. Bottom of the kneecap moves in, and then more down and up on your tippy toes and moves more out. And we'll do that one more time. And We have a practice we do in the Franklin method where we picture the opposite. And the reason for picturing the opposite is it helps our brains get it. So let's try that. So this time when you bend, try picturing that the bottom of the kneecap moves out. And when I do that, I can hardly bend. And when you rise up and go on your tippy toes, the top of the kneecap moves in and I can hardly move. So we're going to go back to when you bend, the bottom of the kneecap moves in. When you rise up, it goes to the middle. And when you go up on tippy toes, it moves a little bit out. And last time, bottom of the kneecap moves in. And then it goes down. And it moves out and back to the middle. So you have two images now for your kneecap. You have the kneecap gliding in the groove between the condyle, being slippery and smooth. And you have the kneecap dance. The number 3 aspect of your kneecap to embody, to get rid of knee pain, is that your kneecap rocks. So first you have the floating image, then you have the rotation image, and now you have a rocking image because it's rocking as it glides in the groove. You'll be able to feel it. Touch the sides of your kneecap. Straighten your legs, and the bottom of your kneecap is touching your thigh bone. Bend your knees, and the top of the kneecap is touching their condyles. Straighten, and the bottom moves in, top moves out. Bend, top moves in, bottom moves out. Straighten, bottom moves in, top moves out. Bend, bottom moves out, top moves in. Do that a couple more times, tuning in to the rocking of your patella as you bend and straighten. Come up into standing, let your arms shake out, and let's use the hands to be the patella. So when you're in standing, the bottom of the kneecap is in, touching the thigh bone, and when you bend, the top is in and the bottom is out. When you straighten, the bottom goes in, top goes out. When you bend, top goes in, bottom goes out. So do that a few times, picturing that rocking of the kneecap in the groove. And let that go. Just for fun and to make it clearer, let's picture the opposite. So when you bend, picture the bottom of the kneecap coming in and the top going out. And when you straighten, picture the top of the kneecap going in and the bottom going out. And when I do that, it makes pain around my kneecaps. So let's do it the other way. In standing, the bottom of the kneecap comes in, top floats out. In bending, the bottom of the kneecap moves out and the top moves in. When you rise up, the bottom moves in, top moves out. Come up onto your tippy toes, and the bottom moves in even more. When you come down, the top moves in, bottom moves out, and let that go. Now you've embodied number 3. Now you have the movements of the kneecap, and hopefully your knees feel better. But you might be saying, well, Krista, this is good, but how do I apply this to my life? Here's how I do it. I practice kneecap embodiment while walking, and I use my hand to mimic the movement of the kneecap to help my brain and body get it. So in standing, we'll do the rotation, seeing the bottom tip of the kneecap rotating, going with the tibia, and then I take it in the walk. And after a while, I switch and do the same thing on the other arm and leg. And then I do the same thing with the rocking of the patella, that on the bend, the top moves in, bottom moves out, and on the straighten, the bottom moves in, top moves out. So the patella is rocking like a boat. And then I apply that to the walk. And this makes it automatic in my body. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just imaging while my body is walking, and that changes the pattern and ingrains it more deeply into my nervous system, and my knees keep feeling better and better. There's one stretch that makes a really big difference for the kneecap, and that is to stretch the quads, the 4 muscles that come together and make the pillowcase around the patella that attaches to your shin bone. So here's how you do that. You put your foot on a chair or something where you have a little stretch, but it's really comfortable, and you start to breathe and press your foot down. So you'll feel it contract the muscle as you're stretching it, and play with the angle of the knee and the angle of the foot to move the stretch to where it feels the most beneficial to you. It's really important that you don't create any pain around your knee while you're doing this stretch. So if you have tightness, adjust the stretch so you get the benefit without the pain. Come onto both feet, tune back into your knees. Choose one of your kneecap images. See if you feel a difference in the 2 sides, and we'll stretch the other quad. Bring your foot up, stand tall, start to press your foot down. Remember, you're looking for a stretch that doesn't involve any pain around your knee. Breathe and play with the angle of your knee and the angle of the foot. So you're moving the stretch to where it feels the most beneficial to you. Let's do one more breath there. And remember, this is stretching the tissues that go around the front and back of the kneecap. Come onto both feet. Come back into your kneecap image and choose one and bend and straighten and see if you feel a change around your knees from stretching your quads. Here's to great feeling knees. On my channel, I have 2 more knee videos which will help you so much. The first one is just how your knees work, and it'll make such a big difference. And the second one is a stretch for the fascia, which goes into the rotation of the knees. Those 2 videos combined with this kneecap embodiment will do so much for your knees. Be sure to subscribe for more pain-free movement tips from the Intelligent Body.